my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. In today's video, we are talking about bloating. And in this video, I will be sharing tons of tips to help you reduce belly bloating and feel good and comfortable in your body. So let's jump into it and get bloat free, if that's possible. I don't think it's possible. Sometimes you just have to work with a little bloat, but let's help it out. So like I said, it's totally normal to have the occasional bloating, but if it's continual and it's uncomfortable, then you may want to look into some of these factors and see why you might be bloating. So there could be so many different reasons why you might be bloating more often. Eating the wrong foods at the wrong time or in the wrong combination can often cause bloating. For instance, eating a lot of fruit with a lot of grain and protein can cause bloating. Also, eating too much salt and not getting enough water, and it is so important to drink as much water as possible always. Most people over the age of 35 are chronically dehydrated. If you live in high altitudes and get a lot of sun, or you exercise a lot, that's even more opportunity to dehydrate. So just drink that water. It will help with everything, and especially that bloating. Also, food intolerances. These can cause water retention. So wheat and dairy are some typical common culprits. Another culprit would be stress. So stress leads to poor digestion function, meaning food will sit in the gut for longer than it should. So fermentation, putrefaction, and all that gas are the results. So definitely make sure to manage your stress levels. Also, not chewing your food properly can really have a big effect on bloating and the body. So this can result in an increase of bacteria and yeast, which in turn will produce gas. So make sure that you are chewing. I know it's ridiculous. They say to chew each bite you eat like 30 times. I know most people, I know I barely do that, but I really am just working towards being more mindful when I eat, slowing down, and really properly chewing. Digestion starts in the mouth. So your saliva will produce things that help to break down your food and leave less work for your stomach, therefore less gas. It's a win-win. And last but not least, I just wanted to mention not engaging in strenuous exercise right after you eat. I mean, it's difficult to do anyway after you eat a big meal to go and run around the block, but it can really form a lot of gas and cause bloating. So avoiding strenuous exercise after you eat. And now for my favorite part of the video, and that is always the action plan, the steps that you can take, what you can do that will really help with your bloating. So first of all, warm water, drinking room temperature water before meals and only taking little sips and no sips at all during meals will help to avoid bloating. I know some of us really like to drink while we eat, but if you're really looking to fight bloating, try this out and maybe drink before or a while after you eat. Also, trying to avoid ice cold water, that can really help with the bloating. Drinking half a gallon of water daily if you can. You need to drink more, not less, if you have water retention and bloating. So it will really help your body to dilute the salt in your tissues and allow you to excrete more salt and fluid. Up next, we have one of my all-time favorites, which helps for so many things, and that is celery. Celery is super medicinal and powerful, and in the case of bloating, it contains sodium and potassium, which help the body with water balance. I highly recommend consuming celery juice every day if you can. There is quite a bit of research done on the power of drinking celery juice on an empty stomach. So up next we have chicory, and chicory contains prebiotics that feed the good bacteria in the gut, which will ultimately help with bloating. You can take chicory in the form of a supplement like a capsule, or you can take it in the form of a warm beverage like a coffee or a tea. Also miso, which is a fermented paste. The Japanese use it a lot to make miso soup and in different dressings and recipes. And miso contains enzymes that aid in proper digestion, so I highly recommend adding miso to your repertoire. Also, raw sauerkraut. Raw sauerkraut is phenomenal. You can use kimchi as well, and it contains enzymes that are beneficial bacteria and that aid in digestion as well. So between chicory, miso, and raw sauerkraut, those are definitely some good powerhouses. So up next we have brown rice and millet. So both of these contain fiber that encourages good bacteria and improves bowel function. I love using brown rice kind of like a porridge or at the side of my meal. You can just cook up a bunch and then use it in various ways throughout the week. Also, millet is fantastic once you get a good solid recipe down. It's so nourishing and nutritious for the body. Also, I wanted to talk about some herbs and different supplements that can really support your bloat-free journey. For instance, fennel, dill, cilantro, basil, mint, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme are amazing, super powerful herbs that make your cooking delicious and they aid in digestion. Also, ginger, fennel, peppermint, and slippery elm tea are absolutely fantastic mid morning or before meals to relax the stomach. Nettle and dandelion tea, my two favorite. I always drink nettle and dandelion very often. They have a slight diuretic effect without depleting nutrients, so I highly recommend adding nettle and dandelion tea. Also, drinking aloe vera, so a fourth of a glass of aloe vera juice and a teaspoon of liquid chlorophyll before your largest meal will help to stimulate digestion, and taking digestive enzymes, so a supplement with meals that can really help support your body. And last but not least, I really wanted to add the medicinal power of yoga. Yoga has such a tremendous and healing effect on the body, and it can really help with bloating. So if your stomach is in agony from the bloated feeling, you can lie down on your back, draw your knees in close until your stomach pressure eases. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video informative, helpful. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know if you will try any of these bloat banishing tips, and I will catch you in the next video.